Hey guys, this is my friend Casey, and he designs and sells clothes, and he has his own fashion design. All right, Casey, how did your business get started?
Just sewing clothing for myself, basically, because I wore a lot of clothing,
Yeah.
and then I just ended up sewing my own clothing and doing it for fun. And then it turned out that people liked what I was sewing, and it turned out that what was wearing people wanted to buy. So I just started selling it off myself in the streets in Boston,
Oh, nice.
and it pretty much developed from that, just doing it for fun.
Okay. So, moving on, the definition of an opportunity space is an industry, market segment, or area where an entrepreneur can create new value by filling in a void caused by a market imperfection. So, it's pretty much how it's pretty much the market that you're in with your business and who you're selling to and
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. Honestly, my biggest, like my bigger lines, are like I do more pants. Like my pants are probably the best thing, the biggest thing I sell. Like my company Sit on Crazy, and like my pants are just like kind of like obscure and crazier type looking pants. Definitely more obscure and abstract, and like fabric like this that like doesn't really like you wouldn't find it in a store as relative as much, I guess. I don't know. I honestly, I just like was sewing pants that I couldn't find myself with fabric I couldn't find pants in, and I think people enjoy the crazier pants. Definitely a trend.
these are some of Casey's pants that he sews. How many pairs of pants have you sold?
What? That's a. I have no clue.
Yeah, that is a pretty vague
I
question.
don't know right now. I can tell you how many pants I've sold. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't really sell. I don't really know. Sorry.
All right, so value and use is the effectiveness of your product and pretty much how the customer reacts to it and what their reaction is. How would you say your value and use is?
Yeah, back to that. Like probably, um, definitely the designs I do are a little bit more out there and definitely abstract. Like I said before, it's definitely like a contemporary look, and I would say that it definitely fills the area of people who are trying to stand out. I guess I think that's where it falls. Like most pants you see are pretty plain and don't have much going on, and I tried to change that by making like half and half or like I don't know whatever. Try to make a reaction, I guess, out of my clothing.
Nice. Value in exchange is the efficiency of your product or your service and how well it's fulfilling your customers' needs. And how would you say your company's value in exchange is doing right now?
Definitely changing. I used to do everything myself, and I'm trying to change that because it takes too long and it makes the product really expensive and also doesn't allow me to sell to as many people in a certain amount of time or make a large quantity of something. So I'd say as of now, I'm trying to manufacture my clothing more. So I'm more making samples. So basically, I'd say it was really expensive what I was selling for a product that was handmade. So I guess that's something that's nice, but I'm not quite sure where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
I
Um,
don't know.
Kind of tying that into the next one, the value in distribution is a measurement of availability and accessibility, and pretty much just the convenience of your product. So if you could go into that a little bit and how
Yeah.
getting your stuff to.
So like my clothing, I'd say like I don't how I've been marketing everything is actually more around my like art and like how I am and like when I and mostly like when I was in Boston, most of my stuff was sold by word of mouth. I don't sell anything online or honestly, I don't sell anything other than if the person met me or met one of the like people I have selling my clothing. So if they didn't go through anyone personally through the company, they wouldn't get the clothing. So, and I'd say that most of the pants I make are three of a kind, maybe. Some of the stuff I sell is one of a kind, so it's very rare, and I think that's what people like about it, because basically the whole idea behind my company is that you're wearing something that's like unique and like out there. So I'd say that distribution and like demand is pretty high for each pair of pants, because there's only about 3 to 2 to 1, I guess. That answers that question. I'm not quite sure
Totally.
what you're looking for.
Value in finance, moving on, is pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty much just the financial performance of the organization, just comparative to, how much you make and how much you spend on materials and whatnot.
So the company isn't very big. It's pretty small. If anything, it's really just like an artist, me, and then my clothing that I make. So it's pretty small. I don't really spend that much on manufacturing or anything. It's all sewn by me, and it was changing, but right now I'm only sewing stuff myself, and I would say that all the money I make goes right back into the company. I don't actually take any money for myself because I don't make enough, I would say, to take a profit out of it. I'd rather just keep growing my company and allowing it to keep getting bigger, I guess. If that answers that. I'm not quite sure, just kind of going through.
And final type of value is value in fitness, and that is pretty much just how able your company is to grow and adapt and keep doing new things for the customers and changing the way. And I mean, how would you say that is?
I'd say honestly, compared to a lot of companies or like startups, like fashion, especially the fashion I'm in, is a lot different in the way that it's more art pieces, and it's not really, I'd say what I'm doing is more fine art, less like business oriented. So I'd say like growing is a little bit different. It's more by trend setting. It's really random. But I'd say honestly, like, I haven't had a shortage of like demand. I keep selling it, and I think the next step for me is actually maybe manufacturing it and not sewing it myself, which is kind of would take away from the company in its own way, because I think people enjoy that I'm the one sewing the clothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as long as I'm the one behind it designing it, I think growing and continuing is an option, even though I'm not actually sewing it myself. But I'll see. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Go through some of the resources that you need to get and that you use for your company. I mean, it looks like it's all pretty much right there in front of you, and you don't really need that much.
Resources wise, like fabric and like,
yeah,
like I don't really, honestly, I do everything, nothing online.
Yep.
Nothing through social media. I don't do anything. I think a lot of people think you need to be pushing social media and pushing like online stores, but honestly, word of mouth, like at this point, like I've sold so much stuff just like wearing it, and like in Boston, like people know it and they just buy it off of me, and I just get emails from people selling it, and I don't actually have to do it online. So I'm not really I don't need like a marketing team, nor do I need really any sort of team behind me, except the people I have who actually like wear it. I'd say like, I guess they're like, I don't even know how I could explain it. They're just people who wear my clothing, and if people like what they're wearing and ask them where they get it, they literally will just give them my name, and then it's just a network of people, and I don't actually need to do any like, I don't even shoot photos. I don't do anything. I literally just make customized clothing through me. It's really simple, and all I really need is sewing machine and fabric. Mm-hmm. And I get upfront money usually too, so it's really easy because all the profit goes right back into fabric.
Right on.
Whatever. So it's pretty much
right on.
Not much inventory or anything.
What kinds of, if any, what kinds of choices have you made to manage the resources that you use,
Like resources in like fabric or like.
or just anything that you just went through? If there's any management type things that you do besides wearing your clothes and then selling them to whoever wants them.
Well, yeah, like I'd say my system's really small and simple. It's not. I'm more trying to build a name, not really trying to like sell a lot of products. So like obviously I only do it through. I just buy fabric, what I need, and then I don't have any inventory really. I usually just go by if someone wants something. If I have like 10 orders, I'll just get those 10 orders and then make it. I won't have 10 pants ready and then make, you know what I mean, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So there's really no inventory or anything. It's pretty low risk.
Yeah, yeah. Low risk and moderately high reward.
Yeah, I guess it's more. Yeah, it's definitely a startup. It's not much more than that.
All right. Well, last question. Just if you could give future entrepreneurs any advice, if you have any.
Yeah, as like the beginning of starting a company, I'd say just like do it. Like honestly, like I don't know. I don't know. If you find passion in something and just do it, honestly something happens. Like I've built like a small company out of just like sewing my own clothing and wearing it, and it turned out to be something. I don't know. I think if you just sit at home and don't actually do your idea, it will never happen. Obviously, guess I don't know. Really, not much advice. I'm not really to where I want to be, so probably won't even need advice.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks, Casey. I hope your business takes off, does well. Thanks for your time.